I will be speaking today about Elizabeth Willett. I think I said it right. We're on page 244, everybody. You don't really have to follow along. You can just listen. Try to follow along. Well, I did a little research on Willett herself. I found one thing interesting. She claimed she was not a philosopher. She, from our last chapter, we realized that she is well, I consider her a feminist. I'm not sure she would even consider herself a feminist. But she discusses something in regards to mosquitoes and the environment. A couple of things I'll try to cover today is it's the fact that people want to restore the wetlands. And who wants to? We got government. I'm gonna write on the board. Government, private citizens, and then other neighbors. Right? These people want to restore wetlands. But we know with wetlands come mosquitoes, and we should not be surprised that mosquitoes, wetlands, and diseases. She covers in detail the history of diseases, malaria, yellow fever, and effects of various diseases. So she wants to go into whether we should restore wetlands and control mosquitoes, and what value that could have, and what systemic value a mosquito has, and what systemic value a human has. So let's jump in. So I'm gonna loosely follow my notes here. Any questions so far? Good. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of paraphrase everything that I took from the text. Well, there's evidence that says that mosquitoes are a source of diseases. So generally, people are afraid of them. I'm afraid of them. You're afraid of them. We don't want to get even mosquito bites themselves. They're kind of annoying, right? It's like, dang, mosquito bites all over my body. I don't want to go into nature. It's fun and stuff, but dang, mosquito bites. We don't generally worry about things like malaria and yellow fever because we have kind of destroyed their presence. But why do these people, these governments and private citizens, they want to restore these wetlands? For what reasons? What value do wetlands have? We know that wetlands are kind of cool, it's an environment that a lot of creatures thrive in. And actually humans thrive in it. She talked about a social aspect of wetlands. I don't want to bring up like Tarzan and Jane, but yeah, they met in the jungle. That's kind of a wetland. That couldn't happen. That kind of love couldn't happen anywhere else. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's true. We can't even imagine something without a wetland. And George of the Jungle, too. I personally like George of the Jungle. That was a funny movie. So we have the aesthetic benefits for humans, but the natural processes that a wetland preserves and does for your environment is also very beneficial. I guess we could put water through a Brita filter 1,000 times, but it might not even be as pure as the water in wetlands. So yes, a wetland would benefit us. So what do? We go out and government wants it, people want it restored, and try to make the world the way it may have been. But how do we go about doing that? Or should we even go about doing that? Mosquitoes are very dangerous, I want to say. Which brings up a lot of people that destroyed wetlands. Started from Augustus Caesar, Pope John the 14th, 18th, Pope John X1X. What is that? 19? 19? They all drained wetlands. And it's kind of, I guess it's unclear whether they drained it to expose good land or they drained it to decrease disease. But I guess there is evidence that says that after they drain these swamp areas, the diseases did decrease. Same thing happened in America. In 1830, malaria killed many Indians and made a lot of soldiers sick. Uh, and there was a huge movement to drain swamps. And she actually touches close to home. She speaks about Toledo, Ohio, which was a swampland, and people didn't want to be around there because they feared diseases. But they drained it. That occurred around 1860s to like 1900s or something like that. I think some numbers, 18, yeah, whatever numbers. One more, well, interestingly, we spoke about it earlier, was the Louisiana Purchase. I guess Napoleon owned that area or whatever. He sent over 29,000 soldiers. Or actually, 29 didn't make it home. 4,000 made it home. He sent 33,000, and they died of yellow fever. Hello, fly. I like you. By the way, what's the difference between a fly and a mosquito? Anybody? Well, yeah, but listen, a mosquito can fly, but a fly can't mosquito. Thanks, man. That's, Dan told me that joke. It's for the kids. For the kids. Yeah. It's true, though. We don't like mosquitoes, man. I don't like them. I mean, I do, but I don't. Um, who likes mosquitoes, by the way? Raise your hands. Nobody. But that's the problem, right? We don't really know what their systemic value is. We kind of are, well, it tells us we're under the impression that mosquitoes are very good at controlling populations, which is true. They'll kill people pretty easily. They have in the past. They'll kill birds, they'll kill whatever animals. But does that really, do we need that? Rolson actually says in a private conversation with Willett that we don't need mosquitoes to control our population. We can do that ourselves. But that's a problem also. Do we really know what a mosquito, I mean, yeah, it controls population, but what if a mosquito just goes around, it's like thinking in its head, my purpose is to bite this person because I love this person. It doesn't really know it's spreading disease, but it does. So we don't really know. We do know that humans have destroyed environments, and we want to restore it. And she does go into it, the difference between maybe, I believe the word was restore, rehab a wetland. We can restore wetlands to a certain extent, try to put in place a functionality that it once had. And I guess the question is, we don't want some functions such as the mosquitoes. They'll come around, bite us, kill us, maybe bring new diseases. But if we control mosquitoes and leave most functions intact, or whatever functions we could leave, would that be better? Imagine having no wetlands, or having 5% of a wetland. Does that 5%, is it worth it to have? Is 95% worth it? There's a certain risk involved with how much you restore it, or try to restore it. Again, we might not be able to restore it. Yeah. Um, I guess also, since you have Hello Fly, have a seat, take a seat, learn. We're learning right now. So we might not be able to restore an ecosystem which we destroyed because of our lack of knowledge. She has an idea that we should make an effort though to try to restore something because a lot of creatures do flourish. So if you restored some parts of a wetland, then maybe 5 creatures would be happier, and maybe that's worth it. Maybe it's not worth it. Also, restore it to its full capacity and just let mosquitoes do what they do because we're not sure what'll happen. There is a fear of how mosquitoes get here. She went into the arrival of mosquitoes through coming overseas through tires, through like bananas, and then they're here and they have to kind of find a way to survive. So when you don't give them wetlands, for example, in California, Los Angeles, they destroy wetlands and mosquitoes go to like water treatment facilities to live because they need that water, whatever they do. And again, that's more money wasted. It's very complicated. It might not be a clear answer. it's kind of given I don't know, humans definitely special attention, or we do because we are humans. So I don't know. She also says that crows, take a crow, a lot of mosquitoes bite crows and a lot of them die, but there's so many crows in the world, we don't really worry about it. But if a condor is bit by a mosquito, then we're a little more worried. So if mosquitoes are back here and we have wetlands and no more mosquitoes, whatever, maybe humans won't be affected, but maybe there's going to be birds that serve a special purpose in the ecosystem are destroyed and endangered, and we kind of helped become extinct. So mosquitoes are a huge issue, but she also says that it's not really discussed and there's not much research into it. She says that there's like an entire couple pages. She says that there's not many studies, and I don't want to jump into any theories, but it could be a possibility that we're being protected from this information because whatever they may know, government, right? We don't know a lot of things, I guess. I don't want to get into that. But our knowledge is improving, and perhaps we should put a lot of amount of money, or take some of that money that we spend in military or whatnot, and put it into researching into mosquitoes. Because who knows? I don't know if you guys see Jurassic Park, right? They had the amber with the mosquito in the middle. I actually had a picture. That was a picture that looked pretty good. But who knows? Anything is possible. We don't even know it's possible, right? So what about mosquito control? It's definitely an option that she presented. She presented these mosquito fish. I guess they eat the larvae of mosquitoes and control their population. But at the same time, these mosquito fish, I guess they ate other fish, and other fish have probably become extinct because of that. So what do we do? Who knows? Um, we know that we do not want to restore mosquito populations. It's too much of a risk for the human population, but we do want to have wetlands. We may need them. We may really need them more as time goes on. But we also want to experience nature without the fear of disease. So I present the goal of an option, just restoring nature. Well, nature, how excited. I think she's worried of what may happen. And I'm not saying what may happen today or tomorrow, but she's worried of what may happen in the long term. And any decision we make now will just further complicate whatever complications are complicated. There's a lot of complications there. So, yes, let's research mosquitoes. That's my story. Any questions? No questions. Who liked my joke, everybody? It's not my joke, someone told me.
So she thinks that we should research more about mosquitoes.
My interpretation is she doesn't believe in whatever we have done, and she just thinks that we need to take it easy and learn. Uh, and I don't want to go back to the feminist thing, but definitely making a push for feminism. Who knows? Maybe they've certainly got some definite ideals.
Where are you getting link to feminism?
Well, she was in the previous chapter, Professor, and I did some research outside of this. I watched a short, well, not short, it was about a 35-minute interview with Willett, and that's basically where I'm getting it from.
But I don't see how this connects at all to the points that are being made here.
I'm sorry?
I mean, how does this connect into this mosquito piece?
What? Feminism?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Well, that's kind of her, just generally where she's coming from.